Mark 8. Question 1. How many days had the huge unfed crowd been with Jesus? Answer 3. Question 2. Why was Jesus hesitant to send the crowd home? Answer. He was worried that they could collapse. Question 3. How many loaves did the disciples have when Jesus was thinking of sending the large hungry crowd home? Answer 7. Question 4. What did Jesus tell the large hungry crowd to do? Answer. Sit down on the ground. Question 5. What did the disciples do after Jesus broke bread for the large hungry crowd? Answer. They distributed it to the people. Question 6. How many fish were there for the large hungry crowd? Answer. A few small fish. Question 7. How many basketfuls did the disciples pick up after the people ate and were satisfied? Answer 7. Question 8. About how many people were fed by Jesus with the 7 loaves? Answer 4,000. Question 9. After feeding the 4,000, where did Jesus go? Answer region of Dalmanuta. Question 10. Testing Jesus, what did the Pharisees ask from him? Answer. To see a sign from heaven. Question 11. What miraculous sign did Jesus say would be given to this generation? Answer. No sign would be given. Question 12. What did the disciples forget to bring in the boat? Answer. To bring bread. Question 13. When the disciples forgot to bring bread, what did Jesus warn them about? Answer. The yeast of the Pharisees and of Herod. Question 14. How did the disciples respond when Jesus warned them to beware of the yeast of the Pharisees? Answer. They thought he said it because they had no bread. Question 15. Jesus expressed his disappointment when he told them to beware of the yeast of the Pharisees in all of the following ways except answer. Have you no faith? Question 16. How many loaves had Jesus broke for the feeding of the 5,000? Answer 5. Question 17. How many basketfuls did the disciples pick up after the feeding of the 5,000? Answer 12. Question 18. How many loaves did Jesus break with the 4,000? Answer 7. Question 19. How many basketfuls did the disciples pick up after the feeding of the 4,000? Answer 12. Question 20. How did Jesus rebuke his disciples after explaining the miracles of the feeding of the 5,000 and 4,000 in regard to his comment on the yeast of the Pharisees? Answer. Do you still not understand? Question 21. When Jesus got to Bethsaida, who did some people bring to him? Answer. A blind man. Question 22. What did the people bringing the blind man to Jesus beg Jesus to do? Answer. Touch him. Question 23. What did Jesus do to the blind man of Bethsaida after taking him out of the city? Answer. Spit on the man's eyes. Question 24. Initially, after spitting on his eyes, when Jesus asked the blind man if he saw anything, how did the blind man respond? Answer. He saw people as trees walking. Question 25. What did Jesus do to the blind man of Bethsaida's eyes a second time so he could see clearly? Answer. He put his hands on his eyes. Question 26. What did Jesus tell the blind man of Bethsaida to do after he healed him? Answer. Not to go into the village. Question 27. What did Jesus ask his disciples on the way to Caesarea Philippi? Answer. Who do people say I am? Question 28. On the way to what town did Jesus ask the disciples who people said he was? Answer. Caesarea Philippi. Question 29. All the following were given as answers to Jesus' question to the disciples as to who people said he was, except answer Enoch. Question 30. When the disciples were asked, who do you say I am by Jesus? Who responded? Answer. Peter. Question 31. What was Peter's response to Jesus' question? Who do you say I am? Answer: the Messiah. Question 32. When Peter responded that he thought Jesus was the Messiah, how did Jesus respond? Answer: he told them not to tell anyone. Question 33. What did Jesus teach his disciples about the Son of Man? Answer: he would suffer many things and be rejected. Question 34. In chapter 8, Jesus taught his disciples that all of the following would happen to the Son of Man except: answer: be betrayed. The other things actually he said were suffer, die, rise on the third day. Question 35. Jesus said the Son of Man would be rejected by all of the following except: answer: Pharisees. Question 36. When Jesus described the suffering of the Son of Man, who took him aside and began to rebuke him? Answer: Peter. Question 37. What did Jesus say after Peter rebuked him? Answer: get behind me, Satan. Question 38. Why did Jesus tell Peter to get behind him? Answer: he was minding human concerns rather than concerns of God. Question 39. Jesus said anyone coming after him must do all of the following except: answer: believe in me. Question 40. Who will save his life? Answer: those who lose their life for Jesus and the gospel. Question 41. What does Jesus contrast to a person gaining the whole world? Answer: losing his soul. Question 42. How did Jesus characterize his generation? Answer: adulterous and sinful. Question 43. Who will the Son of Man be ashamed of when he comes? Answer: anyone who is ashamed of him or his words. Question 44. How does Jesus describe coming of the Son of Man? Answer: in the Father's glory and with the holy angels.